Every day we bring you the hottest music. Music mix.
Hey, let me tell you something. The whole pussy belongs to us.
They call him Mr. Well Done.
Boozy, pretty thing and you boozy.
And some outrageous conversations.
You don't even have to go too far. I mean, even today, we have something called traditional healers within all our communities.
Is that like the new name for witch doctors?
No. That's what the white men made it.
You do know that the traditional healers can see us talking about them right now. Right now. In their big bowl of water.
The morning mix on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.
Boy Fanyan, Azak Kubilisan, Mr. Golo on the beat, Tizam Mobilisan. Out you now, out you now, pa, out you now, pa, out you now, out you now, out you now, pa, out you now, pa, out you now, out you now. Out you
It's a Vrydag mos, 21 minutes past 8 on Friday, 24th of July. Net 'n dag voor Paydagh. Neville, how you feeling? How you feeling? You're about to get paid, mos.
I was hoping that SMS comes through this morning.
It's not going to happen.
Moro.
Morning, guys. Morning, Eshtomich. I'm sorry we kept you waiting. Apparently, she woke up early today in that Scandinavian cold to watch the morning mix. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Not just today, but every morning.
Estomish, what is good morning in Norwegian?
It probably sounds like German good morning.
Norwegian, good morning.
Huh? Right, Estomich. I'll try to read it
Please.
In
Norwegian.
Hallo.
Moro Maria.
Guten Morgen.
Ai, alsjeblieft. Het is toch vrijdag. Och.
Hoekom is Maria altijd so soft when she's greeting in the morning?
Yeah.
Just wait until she starts getting fired up now.
She always comes in here. You know, like,
Good morning. Yeah.
I'm just warning you guys. Leave me alone. Starting off.
Is that my demeanor?
Yeah.
No.
Always.
No.
Always.
And then 5 minutes in.
Okay, let me tell you.
Tell us on order.
Say God morgen.
God morgen.
Godmorgen.
These languages are so, I mean, whether it's Germanic or Anglo-Saxon or whatever, they're very much intertwined.
It sounds like almost a cross between Afrikaans and Deutsch.
Yeah, because it's Germanic. It's Germanic.
It klink so. But anyway, good morning, guys. Welcome to the show. Honestly, a conversation that I really did not want to get into today, but we just have to. Is an update on Namibia's COVID-19 situation.
It's 23 minutes past 8, ne?
Yes.
So we give COVID-19 how much time? 10 minutes.
COVID takes what COVID wants.
It's actually true, eh?
Yeah, you can decide, no, I want to give only this. COVID takes what COVID wants. Currently, we stand at 1,522 confirmed cases, 69 recoveries, and still only 7 deaths as of yet. Now, if you are not familiar with the story, this was just reported by Informanté News. People in 7 different residential areas of Windhoek have tested positive for the virus. The Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Galumbi Shangula, during the latest information session at the National COVID-19 Communications Center, stated that the 7 new cases in Windhoek are all part of the 120 new cases registered in Namibia over the past 24 hours. He said the results emanate from a batch of 522 test results that became available on Wednesday. Right, one person that resides in the upmarket neighborhood of Ludwigsdorp tested positive, while one from Koreangap, one from Ouwersblik, one from Ochemwise, one from Kommersdal, and one from Zimbabasia, and one person from the Havana neighborhood also tested positive for infection with SARS-CoV-2.
Corona way,
now, according to Dr. Shangula, right, only one of the Windhoek cases was in quarantine when specimens were collected. Another person was tested on admission to a local private hospital for a non-COVID-19 related reason, and those results proved positive as well. He said one of the new cases has no travel history and did not display symptoms at the time of specimen collection.
When I said on Tuesday in studio that it is very highly likely that this thing is here and that it is in our community, there was pushback. Yeah, but I said, but
yes,
just
remain hopeful, Maria.
Yeah, but just to be realistic, it's almost impossible to assume that it is not spreading to other regions and it's not spreading within the Commerce region. We're now getting results. These people were not in quarantine.
Yeah,
I'm not as concerned for the upmarket residential areas, I'm less concerned for Ludwigsdorf. I'm less concerned for Semabasi. I'm less concerned for those type of suburbs. I'm more concerned about the informal settlement because we know how it breeds in those type of spaces. Those are the most vulnerable people. We know how the family setup is. We know how the neighborhood setup is.
They're not socially distanced.
They're not socially distanced. It's almost impossible to be.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to be worried about and very concerned for, and it's only touch wood. I don't want it to happen, but it is like history has taught us that there will be community spread in those, especially informal settlement. The person in Ludwigsdorf is in his house, a stool.
His house is socially distanced from the next house.
Yeah,
It's like 500 square meter under roof.
yeah.
Big.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of I don't know. I just want to make reference to your neighborhood, Neville. You guys, your houses are also not necessarily spread out far from each other.
Yeah. But, to be fair, I think in terms of comfortability, and especially what I say under roof, nobody can actually complain that they live in cramped up spaces down there.
Yeah.
So I think, in April, when we were basically indoors, everybody lived, very comfortably indoors. So contrary to what we have in Havana.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
not how close your neighbor is. It's how much interaction and engagement and within the community you're moving.
Exactly.
The person comes out of a shack, walks past at least 5 shacks just to get to the taxi rank, has conversation with the communities as they're walking by. How are the kids? How are the children? How did you sleep? How's your husband? How's your wife? Or whatever.
Ooh, you just took me back to my childhood now.
Right? Yes. It's a real sense of community living. And in other times it's great because you have that sense of community. But for a virus that spreads in communities so very quickly, it's not the best setup.
Going to fetch some water.
Yeah. And the kids playing with each other. This kid got it from the mother unknowingly because she's in and out of the house to work or to go sell. That kid goes and plays soccer with like 10 other youngsters in the neighborhood since they're not going to school. All those other 10 youngsters go back to their respective homes, and there they find other family relatives, or they live with other relatives, and just like that. Our kids in the upmarket suburbs are not playing on the streets necessarily. They're playing within their yards. So it's this unequal society we live in, and we always know that the poorest of the poor suffer, like usually the biggest, they pay the highest price.
They sit in a situation where you can't really isolate your family from the rest of the community.
You cannot, unless you're going to be stuck in the shack, right?
Yes. And you being stuck in a shack is in this kind of weather is nie 'n grap nie.
I'm telling you.
It's nie 'n grap nie.
It was this other day. I was standing here at the service station, and I was talking to I have to say to a Herero guy. We were just standing there talking at the service station. Now just need to show you how tribalist my tribe can sometimes be.
Los toch my mense uit. Oh,
I'm standing there with this Herero guy, and a Chinese guy
walks by.
No, he came to the service station, parked his car, and he went inside, the shop. There's a rural guy just looks at, darere, corona wea. Yeah, it's here. It's here.
But then it's here. It begs the question, what now? Because it is my understanding that even Walfish Bay, or that the Erongo region, which has been under hard lockdown, are starting to ease or are planning to ease some of the restrictions. Things like alcohol sales are not going to be prohibited much longer, or are no longer prohibited. I'm not sure what exactly the situation is there. So does this mean smart man for himself or what?
Physical. I mean, if you start opening gambling houses and casinos, which is, by the way, one of the biggest mistakes as WHO has said when Vegas wanted to open their casinos, and they said the slot machines and the closed space and the moving around is so catastrophic for COVID-19. So to be opening up, I understand you need to open up a little and slowly but surely. You can't keep it closed completely, but to open up casinos, to even allow alcohol. Alcohol is a social. I generally find that alcohol is something
cigarettes.
It's something that people do together. Now, a person can smoke in their house alone, but generally, if you buy a bottle, you suka par.
Go sit and drink a bottle.
I've seen it last week at this funeral.
Puff, puff, pass.
Yeah. But cigarettes were never they never stopped selling cigarettes in Namibia.
Yeah,
so
in
I don't.
Namibia,
That's
no.
why I'm not discussing cigarettes. I'm saying alcohol brings people together. It is, and to open that up now, nobody's buying bottles and drinking at home, and also. Why again? Remind me with the cases that we're seeing, when we know it's going to further burden the
health system.
The health system. It's just like, I think people are just making up rules as they go along.
But for me, I feel like maybe it's conversations that we should start having with ourselves, because I mean we've seen the community of the Erongo region basically crying out for some sort of intervention. Maybe what they are getting is not sufficient, since we haven't really been on the ground. We can't really tell you, but it does seem like what the help that they're getting there is not sufficient, which leads me to believe, like, at this point, maybe we should stop looking to government and start figuring out ourselves as a community how we're going to keep ourselves safe and how we're going to try and move forward. Because government seems to have decided, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you die, you die, my friend.
Kids are going back to school.
Yeah.
My kids are not going back to school. Forget it.
Cyril decided last night, Mark 2,
But the school.
the schools are
For 4
closed
weeks.
for 4 weeks in South Africa.
Yeah, but it's the epicenter. South Africa is the epicenter in Africa, and it is the 5th highest in the world
In
in
the world.
terms of infections. So, it's nie garapani.
Yes.
What's going on there is not a joke.
Open your borders, Cubase.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
What are we going to But
No,
then,
you're right.
but I think maybe we should have started looking at, or we should have already looked at other modalities to keep our economy running, while sort of mitigating the risk of spreading the virus even further. Like, why? Like, we're just going back to business as usual, basically. That's what we're doing now.
But I find it funny when Namibians are like, oh yeah, don't open up the borders. Trust me. Like, I saw a report by a German government that Namibia is not advisable for travel right now.
Yes.
So
We don't
people don't want to come.
People don't want to come here.
People don't want to come here
Anymore.
There's going to be a point where we're begging tourists
Yes.
to come to Namibia, because right now, and the way things are going, it's not recommended anyway. So
Yes.
it's so funny how Namibians, we still perceive ourselves as special. Like, yeah, Kelamuti and Komni. No, we're not doing okay. There are countries that are doing way better than us that would never come to Namibia right now. It's a mess. It's a mess. We are standing on over 1,500 cases. The recovery rate is almost a joke compared to that number. We're not doing mass testing. These things are spreading in the community. I'm not trying to be like a fearmonger, but this is the reality of Namibia right now. And I get very scared, because it's almost like we're heading in the same directions as South Africa. Never at the same scale, because our population sizes are very, very different. But even if it affects like even just 30% of our population, we're in huge trouble. Huge. Catastrophic. It's terrible. It's terrible. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm done ranting,
Yeah.
but
No,
I'm
rant
very
some more.
irritated that we got here. We were doing so well with 16 cases for a very long time, and by the way, 16 cases came after this over 40, I think 42 days or
Yeah.
however
Yeah.
long period.
Took a long time for us to get to
It took a
16,
very,
and then
very
we
long
stayed there
time.
for.
We had ample time to equip ourselves. Botswana, let me just give you the statistics of Botswana. Botswana is currently sitting on one death. One death. And how many? I think they've tested over 100,000. Over 100,000 tested in Botswana. We're not even close. I think we are what? Less than 10K in terms of testing? Not even, maybe even close to that. I'll give you the exact stats. And this is why I get
Yes.
irritated with what we're doing.
Botswana have only 522 confirmed cases, 48 recoveries, and only one death.
Yes, yes, and they started testing after us. They went into lockdown after us. They experienced. They tested. They had more cases, positive cases, more than us at one stage, when we were in this
In our,
breaking
in our little utopia.
In our little utopia.
With 16 cases. Like
Breathe, Maria, breathe.
like I was saying, the
Government.
the only solution here is gonna be a community solution, because government don't got us. They don't got us, guys. We need to take that responsibility upon ourselves. If the clubs are open, it's us who needs to decide. Exalni club to Khani.
Yeah.
Exalni casino to Khani. I will stay at home, or
up
I'll
to you.
try and distance myself, because
Up to you.
that is the way it seems right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Ah,
Okay.
how's it?
Since we completely ignored these two things yesterday, and by the two things I mean COVID-19 and Fislot, today we're going to talk about Fislot a little bit. Yes. The whistleblower, Mr. Johannes Stephenson, to face Esau Shangala and co. in court.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me just read you an insert here. I do owe Namibia. There was no way I would be quiet, right? There was no way I could have been, or I could have this on my conscience. I will take this all the way. That's what the Fishrot whistleblower Johannes Stephenson said. And now the Icelandic national who lifted the veil on the corruption in Namibia's fishing industry has told the local daily Namibian Sun he will testify when the fish rod trials finally begin in the High Court. Right? I have given an affidavit. When I will be called into court, I will come. One thing is certain: I will finish what I started.
Yeah, no.
That must sound quite scary for.
Mr. Jordan.
I think the people in prison already know his position on this.
Yeah.
You know, I have almost a love-hate relationship with Johannes Stephenson, in that I know whistleblowers are very important in exposing corruption, and I'm really glad he did what he did. I think without him,
of
there
course.
wouldn't have been what we now call fish rods,
Yeah.
and people that wouldn't have been held accountable just because of how sophisticated the whole thing was. You know, what he did is in taking documents and saying, I'm going to provide these documents to WikiLeaks and blow this thing up. Fantastic, great, thank you, you did exceptional. My only irritation is that it didn't happen sooner. When was enough enough? At what point did he get to his breaking point and say, you know what, T.S. Abiki no Tefiel? Because if I look at the transactions from the beginning all the way, and I think Johannes was involved for 4 to 5 years, I'm almost like, why not sooner?
The system owns you.
Why?
The system owns
No,
you.
but he's talking about a conscience. He has a conscience. So is it that...
I personally believe, and it's just my personal opinion, I personally believe that this guy grew a conscience because he was basically sidelined later on. I wouldn't say, you know what, as much as whether it's Tamsin or whoever is in this debacle at the moment, lying to the people, stealing from the people, allegedly, okay? But there are certain elements of what these guys are saying that I do personally believe is true about this Johansson guy.
Hopefully not the drugs. The drug is a farce.
You know what? I don't know. We don't know, okay? Because that has been what has been widely speculated. This guy had a drug problem. He's been cut off. he decided, in retaliation, okay, I'm not getting what I used to get. Now I'm going to become a whistleblower. So that's the other take to it.
I hate this narrative only because the wide speculation is you have to see where it started. I heard that, by the way, as well. But I heard it from the people in prison. Like, I didn't know that there were documents. But you need to remember, at that point when this narrative was out, this guy had already taken documents. So he didn't become a whistleblower because he had a drug problem. He knew they were trying to stop him in his tracks. If you read, and I will send you the link, where they talk about how they took this security guard that he befriended in Cape Town to kind of give a statement that he's got a problem and that guy was paid, and that guy eventually spoke up like, I really didn't want to do it. I was pressured into it. It seemed like, and we see it when people are about to blow the whistle. They will try to silence you by painting a nonsense, that's what I call a nonsense narrative about this guy's not been at rehab. If he has a drug problem, and we can see he's very sober right now, and he hasn't been in rehab, when did he recover?
It's an attempt to assassinate his character,
Yes.
sort of. But like that, what they don't understand is this guy could have been a murderous pedophile. The information that he gave is still valid.
Yes.
And as far as we can tell, it is true.
Listen, I have no problem with with his testimony, okay?
Yes.
I firmly believe that what he's giving is the
honest,
truth.
yes.
It's the honest truth. All I'm just saying is that I can't sit here and say Johannesson can actually recuse himself from not knowing for the last 5 years what's been happening.
And that's my issue as well.
Yeah, he knew what was happening. He participated fully into this.
Yes.
There was a time that this relationship went sour. It went south. And as a result of that, so, no gaan ek begin pimp. Okay? So, for him to take the moral high ground, saying that he has a conscience, yes, true and well. But to sit and say, okay, this guy has a clean history in some way.
But
the history is not.
He's also never said that he's innocent
understand.
in
And
this
he
whole
said he's
thing.
willing to, in his defense, he did say he's willing to face the music, whatever he's going to be punished for.
Which is good.
So, I mean, I'm trying to be very careful not to taint a whistleblower because we need whistleblowers.
No,
this is
we
the
do.
only way
No,
corruption
you're right.
can be exposed.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think he necessarily spoke up because the
Relationship
went sour. I think he was already. I think it went sour because he was looking to speak up.
Yeah.
Let me just be clear, because for you to take documents, and it's because you already had intention.
Yeah.
And then he only left afterwards. So I think that's why the relationship went sour. But also, it could also be because the scale of the corruption grew. Maybe initially in his mind is, okay, 1 million here, 2 million there, 5 million there, is how it started. And then soon it's like 500 million. At some point, maybe for him, I'm assuming, it became like, wow, but this is
a bit out of hand.
This is out of hand.
I don't believe that.
So
But as you know what?
yeah, it's like we're speculating.
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
This
we're
is purely
speculating,
speculation.
My
Yes.
speculation is he knew up to a point the relationship went sour. Ek pimp no. Klaar.
And even if that's the case, so what?
But look,
Yeah.
I understand that he could have been. I mean, he could have had the conscience, it could have been bothering him, even while
From the
he was
beginning.
doing it.
Yes,
Neville.
yes.
Some
that's true. Yes.
remember when we were talking about Gustavo, how he sort of
I lost Ricardo. This is another story.
No. I'm
just say it.
I'm just trying to make a comparison how
of course, yeah.
sometimes a situation and circumstances sort of forces you into a corner. And
Yeah.
that, it doesn't make it right, but you're
Yeah.
forced into this and you go along with it because you feel like there is no other choice, even though it keeps bothering you. And until at some point you decide, Vichy, but it's okay. Like whatever else I'll be able to deal with because I can't sleep with this every night anymore. I
Yes.
need to tell somebody.
Yes.
And it's okay. Even if you've eaten like 500 billion, you can come out and tell us. Taska.
Yes.
Come on,
So-
after 500 billion.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel very, very guilty now. That after eating 500 billion,
Yes.
I want to come to Namibia. Just let me get to Hosea Kutako Airport. Can I just get from Hosea Kutako to the nearest guest house in Kleinwindhoek so I can tell my story? Yeah.
I mean, our last would-be whistleblower actually absconded the country.
Yeah.
And then decided, weet julle wat, I'm tired of staying here in South Africa. I'm coming back. I'll come talk.
Yeah.
Mr. Lazarus Kandara. And yes.
I don't want us to be very, let's be very careful not to demonize him because he is a key element. Let's not forget, without him, none of this would have come out. People would still be eating, people would still be benefiting, people would still be enriching themselves. And at the end of the day, I think, for me, that's the most important thing. It is the most important thing. He spoke up and he risked it because
he did the right thing.
He can still get
in the
prosecuted, by the way, but he said he's willing to face the music and face whatever punishment comes to him, but he needs to do the right thing because his conscience did not allow him to sit in silence and allow these people to continue getting away with it. So I know how whistleblowing works because I'm in the media. So it's like I try to be sympathetic to people that speak up, especially against the system, especially when you were benefiting from the system. It's very difficult to speak up against the system that you're benefiting from. But apart from it, like I said, my only issue is I really like Johannes. Couldn't you talk earlier? That's my only issue.
Hello,
why? Yeah, but even his position, you need to remember, he was just employed by Samari. So he ate, but never to the scale that his bosses and his employers ate. He was a chip. He was a pawn in the chess on the chessboard.
Yes. Okay. Let's read a few comments.
Tazi.
By the way, if the upcoming elections, in light of everything that we've seen now, if this were presidential elections, would it change your vote?
Well, this came out before the presidential elections.
I still voted for Hage.
No, in light of everything, in light of the COVID-19, our response, everything, would it change your vote?
Look, when I go to the ballot, I look at the best candidate. So if there's a better party, if there's a better presidential candidate.
Same candidates as Itula is also there. I'm not saying vote for Itula. But why do you guys frown at the guy's name? You just hear Itula and Darakila Nar in the studio. What kind of
I probably would still vote the same way. So
you still would have voted for
I'll vote the same way.
Okay. I also wouldn't change my vote, by the way. Eshtomich is saying it's pronounced Gumorn.
Gumorn.
G-U-A. Now take all those silent letters out of there. What are they doing in there? Just confusing me. Pax Kabehaha. Boy Kore. Guten Morgen from Samuel Kafula. Omeli. Don't miss out Extreme Outdoor Rock Festival. Spitskopper.
Ganjela Maras, alright.
Omeli. I thought rock was like the Boere se goed. Why are you promoting the Boere se goed is on our show?
Rock. The mountain.
Oh, I thought rock and roll music.
Rock festival.
Yes, I
because
thought
it
it was
happens at a mountain. It's actually a cool name for a show like that.
Yeah.
Because it happens at this big rock.
what is this?
What is it called?
Spitskopper Rock Festival.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Neville Megazi, Gelat me altyd lag. Top. That's
Wie is hy?
Lorenzo Mario.
Sharp, my broer.
Jy praat so die waarheid, my skat. Is 'n moeilike storie die is regtig nie 'n grap nie. Esmeralda Barbie Bekes. I'm sure my skat is probably Maria. Okay, Nancy Karamata, good morning crew. Let's see what you have in store for us. Anyways, I'm going to log out before I get kicked out of this meeting again.
That's it.
Sitting in a meeting.
With the earphones.
It's like, okay, our financial projection, and then you just start laughing because Neville made a joke somewhere here. Yeah. Lupin Dilimeke Gavas, morning guys, very worried about those rural areas. This was really inevitable. Plus, I think Windhoek is probably worse than us here in Balfours because everybody has been so nonchalant about precautionary measures in Windhoek. Please take care, my people.
Now, let's make a distinction. It's not rural areas, it's informal settlement. I think rural areas will always be right now in a better position than the informal settlement. But the informal settlements where the real risk is.
Windhoek rural. I'm just kidding. All right, Vedi Kayere, and when you guys were talking about the knockout project taking place in October, I was thinking states will be looking very different by then. Will it even happen?
Yeah.
Let's remain hopeful.
Yeah, no, but most of it is going to be live streaming with a knockout. So you pay $50 and you get access to stream it. That's the bulk of it because they don't know how many people will be allowed in. They will be selling tickets for 500, but it will also depend on how many people will be allowed together, and that's why they say there's a possibility they might change the venue to something bigger than the NTN, but right now it's the NTN, but most of the proceeds will be from the $50 to stream it. So I think it's still going to go forward. I think MTC thought about it in the sense of COVID-19.
What if one of you guys was supposed to perform test positive?
Asseblief, touch wood, what is your problem?
No, it doesn't have to be you guys in the studio because you guys are in contact with me.
Still.
I pray for you.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's still a possibility.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. Then there's going to be one less performance. Hopefully it's not 2 or 3 or 5, 6 or 7 less performances.
You know what? To be clear, it is something that we have discussed, I think, amongst us, production-wise. So MTC did say last night, you know what? What's important is that we're going to look at measures that we're going to put in place to ensure that we're all safe and stay safe. So we obviously, as artists and everybody who's involved in this, we would like to see what that is, because from here going forward, it's paramount that we all stay safe.
Yeah.
Everyone. So, and I think MTC also made it clear last night that I think at one of their
centers.
At their centers, there has been 1 or 2 positive cases. So, and I must say, guys, I really commend certain corporates who come out very clear once there is a positive case that they do detect, that they announce this immediately to the general public. So I really have to commend them for that. So there's been quite a few corporates who came out saying that. So yeah.
All right, Betty is also saying, you know, in the US, most states have now closed nightclubs and casinos again, which makes a lot of sense, even in light of Trump's stable geniusness. Citizen Debele Malindi, yes. Morning, my best crew. The situation is very stressful, but for now, let the best immune system survive.
Yo.
Yes.
Quack, quack, quack,
Quack,
quack,
quack,
quack,
quack,
quack,
quack.
quack,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Ons gaan.
You know, that is okay now until, like we were saying, until the virus hits close to home. Then it's no longer let the best immune system win, then it's help me please. Right? Rika Hwanekwaya, we are just careless, which is true. Michael Mukwilongo, I guarantee you that if mass testing happens in Windhoek, we will get shocking results in there.
Yes.
And he's saying, my children are not going back to school either. Definitely not. Manzeneo, Camrap. You guys and your names. What's good, fam? No words can express how I feel towards all the victims of COVID-19 coronavirus. Therefore, 10 likes and 10 shares won't heal the wounds, but spread awareness and might soothe the hurt. Boba van Veek, what is your take on the learners and teachers that are currently in lockdown in Balfours? They are now allowed to go back to their respective regions.
Hey.
Yeah, they said they would have to do mandatory testing
And 14-day quarantine.
For a 14-day quarantine.
Hey.
Yeah.
Die bakkie gaan skit. Ja. Yes.
Is he makkelijk?
Simon Amushira is saying that here in London, schools and clubs are still closed. Why are we rushing to open up our schools, guys?
Kids need an education.
They need to live first so they can get an education.
I've been
understand,
speaking
but-
to more and more parents who say they are opting for full-time homeschooling is from next year.
We can't all afford full-time homeschooling, man. There's nonsense.
Nee, ek verstaan.
Yes,
Ek verstaan, but in light of safety.
of course. The situation is calling for it right now. So maybe homeschools, can we just please negotiate your prices also? You know the situation is difficult for all of us.
I think teachers that if teachers left the system, the education system, to become tutors, I think they could make very
Yes,
good
of
money.
course.
Yes.
If you want to strike out on your own, just right now, just buy a copy of the curriculum. Or I don't know how it works if you want to teach.
Now that Maria talks
And then
about
do
this,
your thing.
it's actually true.
Yeah.
If I'm a teacher now, hey, and I just spread the word out there, you know
Yeah.
what?
If you get
I'm
even
giving
like
classes
even if you charge 2,500, which is way below
way
below, like for example, St. Paul's.
Yes.
Or like your
or chemis.
or Chemis or
Yeah.
your St. George's. Two is like 5,000. 4 is 10,000. Right, for learners. If you take on another, it's 15. Even if you have 8, it's a 20K. Straight.
Klar.
And you get 8. Take 8.
There's your
take on
salary.
8 learners. Teach them. Do the.
There's your salary.
How much is that teaching course at IOL?
You're not sure.
Miskien moet ek ook begin
You become a tutor.
a paradigm shift.
Yeah, but there's opportunities for teachers now.
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, like it's like we were saying in the beginning, you know, a lot of things are gonna go away, but there are gonna be a lot of new opportunities that spring up in the wake of this COVID-19
Yeah.
pandemic as well. You just need to be looking with an optimistic eye, and I'm sure you can find a way for you to.
Yeah. For example, if I thought this homeschooling was a safer option, right? For example, right now, and it probably is, but I'm saying, and somebody was charging me 2,500. That's 5,000 for the twins. I would save
take
a
it.
lot of cost as well, and they would still be getting an education. I think that the reason nobody wants to jump on that bandwagon now is like, especially for kids at good private schools, is like you don't know what next year will look like. So
Yeah.
you still want to hold out that space for them.
Yes, you want to keep them in school and see how
Yes.
it goes until next
yeah,
year.
yeah. But of course, next
Yeah.
year, if we are still here, we're gonna have to really strategize.
Of course.
I'm drinking hot lemon and ginger water now every morning.
Oh, you're back to paranoid level again.
Broer,
You have to.
I
do.
don't drink anything that's cold anymore. I make sure at night I drink my vrou makes sure that I drink my rooibos tea with ginger and lemon in. This morning, it's ginger and lemon. It's klar. No cold stuff anymore.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, you need to keep your lungs, you know, with hot liquids, with warm liquids.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing cold.
Let's read some more comments. Aina N. Fiana Akunda. People are talking about mass testing. Are we going to use the donated kits while other countries are busy sending them back? There are two different types of tests, right? There's that swab thing, and then there's the antibody test, which I think is a bit faster. Alright, Carlo,
No, I know about I only know about one test that they're doing. I didn't know.
no, I'm not talking about in Namibia. I'm
Oh,
talking
alright.
about
All right, yeah.
globally. I mean, some people are doing the antibody testing,
Yes,
which
All
you
right.
get almost
Yes,
immediate results.
Yes.
Yeah,
Some are having a drive-through to do those tests, by the way.
yeah.
Somebody sent me a message about 2 days ago from, no, not from Walvish Bay, but from Langstrand, Swakop Walvish Bay area. She got cut off, her stream got cut off, Facebook got cut off, And she was just saying, Neville, can you just ask this question? Now, these politicians who don't want to go to Walfish Bay, will they also refuse to go to Walfish Bay in November once the election campaign starts heating up? Will they also say they're not going to go for safety reasons?
Yep.
I was like, yeah, you know what?
Sowieso julle byna het vir Itula gevote.
Ja, sowieso, ja.
Sowieso. So eintlik wat wil no, I'm just
Accountability.
kidding.
It's good. Vote every Swapo politician out there in the Rongo region. I'm just playing.
You're
No,
not
I'm not playing.
You're not playing.
Yes. St. Paul, Maria,
Yeah.
this is Alasukyo. Oh, no, Paul Saint. No, I just wanted to grab your attention. It's nothing to do with Maria. We are stuck between protecting our health and protecting our economy. It's clear the leadership has run out of options or ideas, I guess. Nate Ahuya. Come on, Namibia. There's no cookbook or how-to documentations on managing corona. We should embrace government decisions as per the situation at hand. Which government decisions must we embrace?
Yeah, really.
Which
please.
one? Which decision did they make that we must embrace?
We're not doing mass testing. We're still very
Look at our quarantine.
Yeah.
Do you think I want to get tested so I can be stuffed in one of those quarantine centers where I'm more likely to pick up the coronavirus?
yeah. We've not been making good decisions.
Yes.
That's just the fact of the
Stop
matter.
this occult behavior of just following blindly. Ephraim Shilongo, 20,000 tested, Botswana. But remember, we have too much democracy, right? We love our alcohol too nicely, and we do not follow government regulations. Okay?
Then take the alcohol away if the alcohol is the problem.
Paul saying, in the end, the public needs to play their part.
That's a fact.
That is true. That's what we said. I mean, the solution is going to be a community one. It's clearly not going to come from government. We are going to have to figure out how to deal with this thing on our own. Morame Mense says, Vosia Alana Greenwood, Nava says, Luderets,
Mora.
10,000 Nama. Jerry Hailombe, so true. This is what we were saying all along from Walfish Bay. We are on our own already here. All right, 5G. Lucia Chivere. This should be interesting. 5G was reported in 2 cases in Walfish Bay, and girl, the police destroyed all 5G in Walfish Bay and Windhoek, Huawei. We know, please help our nation. Okay, I'm not
Conspiracy
sure.
theories.
Yes. Bobo van Beek, Fish Road will end up just like SSC. The main guy dead, and the rest will just get fines.
Yeah, no. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll see this one through.
Yeah, Lucia Shiveda, let's send back, stop testing, just sanitize, wash hand, wear mask, open all lockdowns, destroy 5G. It is killing the nation. 5G is coming and it's going to be free, apparently. All right, I agree with you,
What is
Bob
your
van Beek.
story?
Crystal Swart.
Hierdie wambo. Mangaye.
Why you focus
Aye.
on that? Continue.
What?
Aye.
He's so aggressive soms, Jay.
Ja, ek is especially on a Friday.
Go sit in that corner. Go.
Ek
Not Ikona.
Yeah, go sit there. Bradley Kubisev. He's saying Johannes must be careful that the ruling party don't pull a Kandara on him at the day of court or when he arrives in Namibia. So we have to protect Mr. Johannes.
Bradley, why do you think I said?
Come on, hashtag Johannes life matters.
Yeah. Bradley, why do you think I said if Johannes can just make it from Hosia Kutako Airport to the nearest bed and breakfast guest house in Kleinverdum, if he can make it from,
that's
just
stretch.
from the airport, just the 40 kilometers, then
It's like, no, because I'm just thinking about what happened in the Epstein case, like in the past week. Do you know what happened in the past week?
No, what?
Okay, so his private banker, right, at Deutsche Bank, right, is found hanging. It's ruled a suicide, but this happened before the FBI could interrogate him, right, could question him. He's found dead. Fine. 2 days later, a New Jersey judge or whatever is made the presiding officer over a lawsuit against Deutsche Bank's connection with Epstein. Okay, so this New York judge is given this case, right? 4 days later, there's a shooting at her house. Her 20-year-old son gets killed. Her husband gets shot. It's a drive-by shooting, right? It doesn't end there. The alleged gunman is then found hanging a day later.
Luister, nee. Yeah. You know, 20 years from now,
Sure.
nee, there's going to be a blockbuster movie about this Epstein saga.
People are just
Situation.
rocking up dead.
Nee, people are just rocking up dead, okay? And yeah, we've been speculating for many years about Kandara. We speculated many years about what is the gentleman's name who was the CEO of FNB. Such a nice guy who died in a car accident, I think on the Tsumeb Road. Yeah, there were speculations on, you know, the circumstances under which they died. So, meneer Johannes, Osia Kutako, Kling Vandu guest house. Just make it just up to there. Yeah.
That is.
Ons
But
wacht.
it should be the ACC's responsibility to keep him safe and protected. Like saying it.
You just gave me even more anxiety now.
If anything happens to Johannes, we know people are guilty. We know people are guilty. And we know it's not just the people in prison. Then we know it's a large scale.
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
There's
Muni me Johannes miss.
this old Catherine Zeta-Jones movie, Traffic. It's a few years ago, where this guy is in witness protection. Guys, they've done everything for this guy to be transported from the safe house to the court to go and testify. They've checked everything. My broer, needless to say, that guy never made it to the courthouse.
There's always a leak.
Aye, man.
The only
You
way.
check the film movies. No, but the Epstein one is a movie. It's a
Listen,
movie.
the only way two people can keep a secret is if one of them is dead.
That's it.
Yes. Tyler Sapa Nicolau. Hage, please, please fire Mr. Peya. He has no clue what is going on. How can you say alcohol will be sold in Walfish Bay as from now, but it has been open since we moved to stage 3? I wonder what he is doing in his office from 8 to 5. And then also, let's go a step further. Mr. Hage, please put Kalumbi on paid leave and bring back Haufiku so we can see what he is made of. We have local transmission in Windhoek, and I can't do this with a straight face. And we are not shutting the casinos and the nightclubs. How is that possible? Come on, guys, we are between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah,
we need action. Yeah, but it's kind of strange, though. You know, the ocean around us is roaring, and the captain refuses to come out of the captain's quarters and at least come address the crew, man. And it's like it's gonna be okay.
Krik, 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 krik.
Ja, ek sien julle wil weer hier hoor julle se pa praat.
Los die
Estomik Shmesta, really heartbreaking situation there. They didn't test enough and with good time, all right? They were relaxed with a few cases. They had no control when they should have. When they say active cases, that was a concern. You can't have active cases being monitored if there's no fear. I know your numbers were up, but they didn't say it. Sharing a border with South Africa is a downfall for Namibia. That's rough. About time Namibia produced their own goods. Stay safe. Right? Asino Kambikiti arrested when Botswana isolated their president, who was just hours in Namibia for independence celebrations. We were laughing. Now we are wondering how they are doing well. Yep. Michael Mukwilongo. That's really true, Neville. He just got benched. He wanted to be involved, and surely he did participate. He's not saying he's not guilty, guys. Just, okay. Martin Emutoni replying to Tyler Sapai say everyone in Windhoek is clueless about the situation on the ground in Walfish Bay, which is kind of true. That's why they keep saying, go there and go see what is actually happening. Leslie LeBron, Maria, Johansson was an employee. Sometimes, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. But conscience grow over time as in all humans. Even though he was part of it from the start, maybe he was even threatened by the hierarchy.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a system.
Yes, Clever, yeah, Dave, the guy deserves a lot, a plot near State House. If it was not him, we could still.
What is he doing there?
Yeah. Huh? We would probably be talking about the Guardian Fund now because he was busy with that one.
Come on, if it was not for him, we would still sing loud. As long as we have you, we are complete, together with those who chop the mullah.
Maria, what is the Guardian Fund?
Guardian Fund is this thing, it's a real man, and just like it. Now, before he went to prison, there was this talks of the Guardian Fund.
People are bitter.
But
the Guardian Fund is basically, they're saying that government has to manage the trusts. But then the whole idea, I think, was that they would then give, like, the trust funds that they're managing would then be managed by Investec.
I'm Mukuru. Okay, sharp. Okay, it's all right.
There's an interesting perspective here.
Wheeling and dealing.
Of course, the country has been sort of watching idly with the situation happening in Walfish Bay, right? But like Windhoek is a whole other ball game because what happens in Windhoek has much larger implications in the context of the country as a whole, the movement of goods and stuff like that.
Population size.
So,
Wat gaan dan met die eer?
as JJ moet jy kabel daar aanraak by jou microfoon, jy kom iets daar sê.
Oh, sharp.
Next time just do that. Yeah, but anyway, so
Got a tour taxi. Okay, don't shut the door like this. Just, yeah.
that's chicken day by
Wanneer laat was jy na taxi?
Month ago.
You had $50 and you didn't even drive a taxi. Put petrol in your car.
You know this one never. Wat jy die venster so optrek.
Yeah.
Draai. Sê. So if it starts raining and the windows were open, hey, you just can't stand
You
them.
just must not be in there with a date. Wacht, let me close the window for you.
So the driver was like, hey, moet nie die deur so slaan nie, man. Maar, vat hom so. Nee, so. And you're like, nee, so. You have no idea what the guy means. And then he just has this magic in his hand. He's just, yeah. So what you just did now was...
Anyway,
Anyway, continue.
Right. The information that Johansson gave is valid because it was proven even by Al Jazeera.
Yeah.
At least he took the moral background or high ground. It doesn't matter when he did it.
Yeah.
The fact is he did, and it brought a lot in the open. It doesn't matter how and why he did it.
Yeah, no,
He did
we
for
should
the
commend
country.
him.
Yeah.
Not villainize him. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. We should be very careful not to villainize the whistleblower.
And he was doing this for a country that he didn't have to care about. It's like, he could have just decided, you know what, bly julle met julle se corrupt Afrika, ek gaan terug Iceland toe. Yeah, LeBron, Johansson, let him not be Kandarat. Josephson Nanyemba. Hey, we've learned from history, guys. Guys, will you cut off the hand that feeds you? Get serious, guys. Face reality.
And that Kandara issues, stop Damara-rising things here. Okay? Yeah.
Okay. Maximus Instigator, Holy Boy. I don't know why O'Neill is so defensive, and this will, of course, shut down the future whistleblowers' intentions of coming out. So, yeah.
Losi man says alleged drug problems.
Yeah,
So what?
Yeah, no.
So
If
what?
If he used it, then he used it. Okay.
Neville is blowing dog whistles to anybody who's thinking of exposing his funny rod also. There's also a funny rod somewhere, I'm assuming. You say, bang, it's like, if you come out, we will assassinate your character. We will tell them you did this and you did that and you did this. Yeah. Kaloi Buchter Luderitz. It's the denial that made him angry. Oh, the fact that they were denying it, that made Josephson, it's like, hey, now I'm going to put you guys on full blast. Anyway, Crystal Swartz, they will certainly kill him to stop the fish rot, that's for sure. Face reality, what happened to Kandara. I shouldn't have brought Kandara into this conversation.
Yeah, no?
Ek het 'n groot fout gemaak. Okay, let's move down to the bottom, where the Maria comments are.
Yeah.
Babe Maria, please help your Ben 10.
Please don't read Nanyemba's. He's so, yeah.
Apparently, he just needs $250.
He's very annoying at this point.
And he even says, thank you, Slay Queen. Maria's not a Slay
That's what
Queen.
I'm saying. He's very annoying.
Hey.
Jessup, what? Who? I don't even know his name.
Oh, are you going?
Josephson.
Josephson.
Nanyamba I will know because I think it's Nanguzi's surname. Josephson, he reminds me of that kid in the playground, but ni andakrini, and he just wants to probe and poke and probe and poke and probe and poke. It's very annoying. Like at some point,
we always bully the girl we like most. You go pull her hair.
Once it must know groot mens.
Kan jy do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once it must know groot mens.
Wanneer as ek jou mos groet wil jy nie met my praat. I'm gonna have your attention one way or the other.
I don't want to give you the attention, Josephson Nanyemba. Toch los me uit.
Nee, bra.
And because you say that, he'll keep on poking.
Yes, but at least he must know that I'm aware of it. I'm very aware of what he's doing.
He's been aware of this the last 2-3 months.
let me tell you, my guy, if you do manage to get that 250 somewhere, if you can break me off 100, you can come visit me at the office.
Donkey.
Yeah, just come visit me.
No, give me your number, I'll take for your e-wallet.
All right, more comments. More comments. Let's bring you guys into the show. George Nehoya Martin, good morning. There is still a huge backlog on the samples that were tested in Walfish Bay, which means the results can get worse.
Yep.
Of course. Okay, I'm refusing to read any more Kandara comments. no more Kandara comments. Please, I'm sorry, forget I brought him up this morning. Vasons no iso. Ai. Ek het nou amper. Is stupid computer. Nou verklaar julle al as van Johansen, julle moet hom beskerm asseblief. Neville translate hy Afrikaans is te suiwer vir my.
You must protect him, right?
Wat is verklaar julle
Declare.
Verklaar julle al as van Johansen.
Where is the comment?
It is on the comments. Where else would I find
No, read it again.
Nou verklaar julle al as van Johansen. Julle moet hom beskerm asseblief. Is Villa Namibia.
It is simple. It is simple. Can I give him zero attention? Yeah, you guys are never gonna let me go with my jello.
Yeah. Come on. The F&B guy is Mr. Ipangelwa. Neville. Lazarus Ipangelwa.
Oh, Ipangelwa, yeah. Lazarus Ipangelwa. Yeah, that's his name.
Yes. I Divambu tribalist comments from Neville always.
Huh?
That's bad.
Yeah, toch. If you think I'm tribalist, then
guys, if I think it's because it's on that ons Heroes geen probleem het om Hero genoem te word. We've just never had an issue with being called AD Hero.
Yeah.
So we don't really consider it a tribalist thing to say to call unless of course I'm trying to I'm using it to sort of pigeonhole you.
Yeah, but you guys don't have an ugly word.
Like what?
Like Kwangara.
No, but Vambu. Like just saying Vambu.
No, Vambu wouldn't say it's in the context in which it is said.
Neville, apparently we cannot say Vambu, of Di Tamara, of Di Herrero, of daai nama,
Yeah.
of daai kavango,
Daai omkalos.
of daai mkalos,
But,
of die boere.
but you understand why that would be tribalist?
Of course, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand if you're using it to try and pigeonhole somebody into a stereotype of some sort.
Yes, exactly.
I understand. For instance, I'm calling you Tamara because because, for instance, I want to say you are violent, which is a,
Damara.
a stereotype.
Damara
Yeah.
Manire.
Then that is you're being tribalist.
Yeah.
But if I'm calling you a Damara because you are a Damara,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. Just Mr. Damara who?
I see nothing wrong with it.
Okay, man. In any case, because there is a thin line between us progressive people and you racist tribalist people, now also we cannot use these words. Yeah. Ndavu Nunyango, Neville, you do all these wonderful things at home to strengthen your immune system. Yet you sit in studio without a mask. Not properly not properly socially distanced. And I doubt the mics and headphones are sanitized before use.
Actually, they are.
Yeah.
They actually are.
Is the actions at home for self-protection or for your family's protection as well? Antwoord, praat nou, praat.
I can answer. And
Look how far he is now.
Yeah.
ja, asseblief, Maria, sit ver. So who's that? Who's that?
That was Ndavu Nunyango.
Davu, you know what? I can't sit here and say you are wrong, okay? Because we all collectively guilty in one way or the other, you know, in our daily conducts as to how we protect ourselves from COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yes, it is still a learning process for all of us.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do sit here and, yeah, we're this close to each other. Then I go outside and I mask myself up and I sanitize and then, you understand? Yeah, that's a meter away from me. Maria, lang bene, jong.
The inappropriateness.
This studio and its inappropriateness.
But
So all I'm just saying is, you're right, okay? Sometimes all of us have a little COVID-19 transgressions on a daily basis.
But by the
We
way,
need to better ourselves.
this comment, Ndavu Nunyango,
Daar begin jy weer.
Ek het niks aan geraak, maar jy gaan sien.
that's a spooky. So, I heard that name in a Gaza and the Maporisa song. Is it you they were talking about? And Maporisa was singing in Xhosa. What was he saying about you? Raymond Basson, if Windhoek had a lot of COVID-19 cases because of no mass testing, why is it that Windhoek have no deaths, no critical cases? Should we have a lot of sick people at our hospitals? People cannot walk around with the virus and not get sick.
We said that same
Moenie
thing.
te vroeg praat nie.
We said that same thing. We had that same argument a few months ago, where we said, no, the virus is not really here because there are no people dying at this
No,
moment.
and also let's not forget the results that are pending. So today you might hear a different story. You might hear
Yeah.
that there's critical cases.
Yeah.
You might, I mean, in one day we experienced 4 deaths, which is the highest we've ever had. So
Yeah.
we must just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Really, that's all we can do.
It's like we are like the kids sitting on the train tracks. They worry train come on fun. Door of my mood. Yes, it must first be here before you decide to move. It's actually mind-boggling for me. Nchindo Wesley Mwilima. Healthcare education is very poor in Namibia. It is very underrated, but then all these politicians come and go outside to learn from other countries, but then they just enjoy the benefits of traveling and have fun like Esau and this group. Maximus Instigator Holy Boy, 5G speculations, and here cow looking for a smart city. So wat gaan aan is so? Langstrand is in Walfish Bay at Neville.
Yeah, ek het so gehoor.
Wait,
It's
what?
part of the Walfish Bay constituency, yes.
Wow.
No praat
Procedure?
nou.
Nee, that's sometimes I need to filter myself because I'm on air. Forget. There's a long comment here so from somebody named Middleman. Let me just try and suffer through it. Shoo, But Neville, your reasoning sometimes shows that you read things from one standpoint and base what you read on feelings. I think for someone who is in the media industry, you just showed us that you don't do proper research. Johannes Stephenson is not innocent. He has said this countless times, and he is willing to do time in jail with all the other fish rod accused and his former employer, Samerie. He has also said that most of his work was to go to countries and try get fishing quotas by any means. Right? We are praising him for being a whistleblower, and that's it. He is by no means innocent. He is part of the fish rod scandal. But in the same vein, what the documentary doesn't tell us, but he is being reported, or that is being reported in Iceland, is that this guy was actually fired from his job and wanted a huge sum of money as a separation package. His employers refused to give it to his, or to give in to his demands, so he threatened to go to the media, Al Jazeera and WikiLeaks, and spill the beans on how Samerie runs its operations and how it gets fishing quotas. So my question remains, if Samerie has paid Johannes Stevenson the millions he wanted, would he have blown the whistle? I doubt it, but nonetheless, we praise him for being a whistleblower and nothing else. He should do time with the rest of the fish rod guys in Namibia and Iceland.
But also, how true is it that he wanted a package? Because again, it could be another, he was a druggie, he was a drug addict narrative. If Samerie is trying to cover its tracks, it's easy for them to say, the guy wanted a payout and we didn't give it to him. That's why he's blowing the whistle. You can't also then reject or criticize Neville for accepting the drug claim, but then make one that you've also accepted that
because
we don't even know if it's a fact.
It's all speculation.
It's still speculation.
Because you see, the thing is, I was reading through this before you read the comment. So the first part of it, he accused me of being one-sided.
Yeah.
But in the second part, he justifies what I am speculating. That this guy was basically...
He was frozen out.
He was basically frozen out. So you know what? You are right and you are wrong. And I'm right and I'm wrong. So as flawed as your whole argument is, there are some flaws in it. That's how flawed sometimes my argument is, or your argument, And we're just human beings. We're just trying to help each other here. So I'm not completely right. I'm not completely wrong.
It's okay. Guys, if you want to criticize somebody, criticize me. I'm the one who really doesn't give a stuffing.
We're not immune to criticism.
No, what?
No. Hey, I'm protecting my team here. Come at the captain.
Soms hoekom protek jy my nie? Dit mos altyd ek wat ander by is, hè?
Los
Want jy is
julle
altyd
vir Maria.
stil. Omdat dit Neville vandag is. I see the sexism in the studio. I don't appreciate it.
Maria, please don't
I don't appreciate it.
Please don't sexualize the situation.
Yeah. Because what's her name? Why are you sexualizing the situation?
Hey, gaan man. Ro vraag vir jou, Neville. Ken jy hoe lekker is 'n koue bier? What's a no cold things anymore?
Guys, can you guys just, you beer drinkers, can you please explain to me wat is so lekker in bier?
Wat is so lekker in wyn?
Wyn is
Wyn is nie nani.
lekker.
Wyn is nie nani. Daar's niks lekker van wyn nie.
Bier, kapunda, it's bitter. Nah. I do drink a beer now and then. Okay?
All of it is disgusting, just by the way.
Hoop, asseblief.
No, beer doesn't taste nice. Wine doesn't taste nice. It's all...
Whiskey doesn't taste nice.
The gin and
Vodka
tonic is
doesn't
quite
taste
nice, I must say.
Ooh, come on, because
You can put in some cherries and some...
Because you got now a gin from Ivor.
Moss.
No praatjie
Moss.
by
Moss.
Ivor, that's Maria's way of saying, Riap, the other bottle is klaar.
Another bottle is... Stock up.
Denzel Spiegel, if the teachers have to engage in private tutoring, they have to establish a board where teachers register to provide their services. Additional to that, they have to pay taxes too. But they are paying taxes now.
Yeah, they're paying taxes now.
Yes, and I mean, if you start a homeschool, I don't know if you have to register with the NQA, I'm assuming, because that's probably where you would have to get where you would have to get the curriculum, because you have to follow the same curriculum that the schools are following. Otherwise, you can certify.
Maybe the person that comments can give us clarity. I'm also assuming it's the NQA. I don't know. I'm learning now as well.
Okay, our cameraman apparently has to go to Rehoboth, so we have to wrap up the stuff. So, kom ons lees maar gou 'n paar comments. The only good wine is Tassen, Papa. The one and only.
Vosia Alana Greenwood Nava says, I'm a sexually transmitted Tamara. Korwat.
But Van Beek, just a comment to the. I mean, you're going from bottom up, so just go to Van Beek
Just read
and
it.
then.
Yeah, read it.
No, it's just saying, guys. I think government needs to test unused swabs because I get the feeling figures are cooked. What Windhoek people take on the virus in their midst without any link from Walfish Bay. Many stigmatized Walfish Bay with their ignorance. Instead, we need to fight it all together. Yeah, it's here now. I want to see how Windhoekers are gonna react now, since it was like, say any buy now it's here. It will be interesting to see how we deal with that.
Yeah. Liewe Hiskia, soos die
Query. Query. No query.
Yeah,
it's a query.
I wanted to see where the message is going first.
Okay.
Soos die query wat 1991 en Luderits gekom het. Hey.
I'm helping you.
Dan sê hy is 'n boegter, maar hy staan en sê nog Zello.
This is not going away any soon.
No, I take it, but in any event, I think I also did it a disservice because Kwanyamas will actually say Jello.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Exalio, I will play you something. Can I quickly play you? Can I quickly play you guys something? Just quickly. It's apparently how Damaras pronounce words.
We can just mention it.
No, just
Damara accent tech. Sambu Joseph. So right. Yemani. Use. Sadanize. Penetration. Yesterday. Ubida. Sus. Bogor. Tobile. Satwas.
By the way, that's
You can't repeat that.
You can't repeat that word.
What?
That last one.
What does it mean?
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, all right.
It means
But
you're
it said,
number one.
But it said here, Monis
is that number
Granada.
Monus, the word Monus Granada.
Yeah.
The Lokasi word for it is Toboza.
Oh.
So we don't even call it Monus Granada anymore. It's Tobile. That's what we call it.
All right. No, you must explain off air.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Okay,
It
so
was very funny.
what's up for the weekend, guys?
Today I'm doing rehearsals. I'm in studio.
Are you
Please,
up? Are you up today?
Please, Chuma, stay safe.
Yeah. So I have the rehearsals
and
today.
Saturnize.
Saturnize
We will
them,
Saturnize. Yes. So I've got, and then obviously my weekend is just busy. Yeah.
NJ?
Tennis.
Serena Williams in the making.
Hey, let's see.
Okay, apparently
We hope.
goats, car oil, and pawpaw fruits in Tanzania tested positive for COVID-19. Well, apparently it also infects car oil, so we must also socially distance our cars, I guess.
All right.
In any case,
else
yeah.
to go?
And you yourself?
What weekend is this? No, I'm gonna lie at home and wait
Mothu Tramos.
for QBR to say, Cubase, thank you for a job well done this month.
For the month? Yeah.
Here is your
Yeah.
stipend.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I don't know what I will do with my weekend.
Guys, stay safe.
Yeah, stay
And,
safe. It's
see you
here.
guys on
Stay at
Monday.
home.
See you on Monday. And don't forget, 12 o'clock, there's still more to come from Informanté Radio. Hannes Kaufman and Tatinawanis. I might be joining them on that live stream as well.
Okay.
Just because it's a Friday. And Shines, we're sending a crew to Rehoboth. I have no idea what they're going to
Is
go
the
report.
funeral of the child? No. The funeral
okay.
of the two-week-old baby. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so if you see a bamboo that Neville thinks is good looking and a weird looking Nama Galigi, that way is Informanté Semenza.
There you're becoming tribalist again.
No.
There you just said family.
What does their tribe have to do with anything? Anyway, stay safe, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, ne? We will keep you updated. Stay locked on to Informanté News for your...
This is the part of the show where I talk alone and I cut off the other mics in the studio. We call it the monologue. I'm just kidding, man. I'm out of here, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
Every day we bring you the hottest music.
The ultimate music. What's up, everybody?
And some outrageous conversations.
I know a few alleged drug dealers.
This is not a drug conversation.
And I'm not.
This was.
No, but this is no drug slender will be
Don't,
accepted.
you will not come play snitch here on the show. Disclaimer: I don't know anything about drugs. I don't know any drug dealers.
I know.
I just want to talk about witchcraft.
Let's get to the real thing.
The Morning Mix on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.